In this video, I want to give you more guidance on using Family Search Family Tree. Because of the way information has accumulated over the years from different contributors, an ancestor may be represented by several records in Family Tree. An important goal for Family Tree is to have each person represented only once within the tree. Therefore, duplicate records need to be merged to represent the person accurately. One entry may contain a lot of information about a person together with a number of family members. Another may contain only brief information. Merging records which have many matching features, such as the same spouse, event dates, and one or more children in common, is relatively easy to decide. Where there is less data that matches, it becomes a matter of judgment whether it's the same person. The rarity of the name and the locations need to be considered also. When there are no or limited matching features and the locations are slightly different, for example, it will be preferable to leave the records separate. Consider carefully when merging records so that you don't accidentally merge the records for two different persons. Sometimes you may feel inspired that an entry you've made is just correct, without having any tangible evidence. However, with the advent of searchable databases in Family Search, partner accounts such as Ancestry and other readily available search tools, it's incumbent upon you to validate everything you enter with as many sources as reasonably possible. There's the saying, good information makes for good inspiration. Therefore, your first step should always be to find and record proof of your conclusions. It may be tempting to lift information from other researchers' work, found in public member trees on other websites. But you should always check the validity of this information by reviewing the sources used, before adding it to Family Tree, and, of course, adding those sources. You should not use another person's tree as a source, but instead use original document citations for each individual that you extract and add to Family Tree. When creating family relationships, you should check the logic of what you're entering. For example, if most of the children in a family were born at a certain location, but one was born 100 miles away, then a deeper investigation is warranted. Did that child actually belong to a different family? Do additional searches to consider such a possibility. Another example could be a couple from very different parts of the country getting married. Do later records such as censuses verify that their birth locations match up? When editing an existing record in Family Tree, be careful that you don't remove it from the context it's in. If your changes would make it unrecognizable from what it was, for example, by substantially adjusting relationships, locations, and event dates, etc., then it's likely that you're working on the wrong record and, instead, should find or create a completely new entry. Researching your family, learning about their lives and recording that information for yourself, for other researchers, and for future generations can bring you great joy and satisfaction. By following the guidelines I've presented, you'll know that you've done the very best you can to help create the best source public genealogical family tree in the world.